Today I'm going to be showing you how to crack open a PSA graded card slab. I'm going to be showing you the method that I use to crack open my slabs, and we're going to be talking a little bit about why you would possibly want to crack open your graded cards. The first thing I want to show you is the tools that we're going to use to open up our graded card slabs. The first thing that you're going to want is a pair of edge cutting pliers or corner cutting pliers. You can pick these up at your local hardware store, Lowe's, Walmart, places like that. I picked these up at Walmart, the Hyper Tough brand, for like $8. Really handy to have. And whenever you use these, you're not putting as much pressure on the slab as if you were to use just a regular pair of pliers and try and bend it upwards to break it. After you actually cut the slab corners, you're going to want to use a pry tool such as a screwdriver to slide in, and then you actually twist it to pop open the top of the graded card slab. You can use this method for PSA, BGS, CGC, really any plastic case that you use for your cards. You should be able to use this method to open up all of those cases. Have a nice clean surface. A play mat down just really helps with keeping everything from getting scratched or having any other issues. Always make sure you have your sleeves ready for when you pull the cards out of the case. You want to place them directly into a sleeve, and then you also want to have your semi-rigids ready. Graded card companies do require semi-rigid card holders for all of their card submissions, so go ahead and have those ready so you don't have a loose card just kind of floating around. Another thing you want to make sure you have is some kind of bag or container to place the slab inside of. Whenever you clip the corners, it's going to shoot off a lot of plastic pieces, and you don't want those flying into your eyes. You don't want them, getting lost in your house somewhere. Just make sure you have something to put them inside of. I'm going to use this comic bag just because it is clear and it'll give you the best view of how I clip these open. One of the main reasons why people crack open graded slabs is because they get a low grade. This Pikachu stamp promo got a near mint 8, and if you look at it, there's just really nothing wrong with this card. There's no damage on it, anything like that. There's no noticeable reason why this would have got a near mint 8. So this is something that I would crack open and probably resubmit. In a near mint 8, these sell for less than the raw value. And in a PSA 10, these sell for close to $400. Another reason why people crack open slabs is because the graded value is actually less than the near mint plus raw value of some of these cards. I could sell this card without the case for more than what it's worth as a PSA 8. It's kind of crazy, but it's just how it works. You always want to do the top of the slab where the label is at whenever you're cutting these corners off. As you can see here, we just positioned the edge cutters on the edge of the slab. We're going to go ahead and slide it inside of this comic bag so those little plastic pieces don't go flying everywhere, and you just apply pressure until the corner of the slab cracks. As you can see there, it takes quite a bit of force, but with the end result, you do get the corner of that slab off. I'm going to go ahead and pull the slab back outside of this bag just to kind of give you a closer look on what happens. You can do just one corner, but I normally do both corners just because it allows the screwdriver to crack open the rest of the slab a little bit easier. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to place the corner cutters back onto the slab. We're going to place it inside of the bag once again, keep those plastic pieces from flying, and we're going to go ahead and crack it again. All right, now that we've got both of the corners cracked, as you can see, even with that plastic bag, we still got a whole bunch of little plastic pieces on the outside. Normally, I put mine inside of like a Walmart sack or something a little bit bigger, but I just wanted to show you guys the process of what it looks like. And this is the only clear bag that I had. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this slab out. I'm going to make sure that we have all of these little plastic pieces off of our working surface. We're going to slide our screwdriver into the opening that was created by the edge clippers. And then once we have this slid in, we're actually going to twist the screwdriver, and that should apply enough force to crack the entire slab down the side. And then we should be able to lift the top of the slab off. Let's go ahead and tilt the camera down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. As you can see here, we're just sliding the screwdriver into the opening. We may have to do it from the back side here because that label is in the way. As you can see, as I slide the screwdriver in, it slowly starts popping the entire case. If you want to save your labels, you can pull them out of the side like this, just to kind of see what happens whenever they come back. I like to keep my labels just as a fun thing to do. I just like to save my slabs because it's fun. Once you get to this point, you can just start to pull the slab apart. You just want to be very careful as you're doing this because you don't want the card to fall out. So as you can see, as I continue to apply pressure, it slowly starts to come undone. You want to make sure that you don't touch the card as the case is coming apart, trying to get my hands in the best position here. It's a lot easier to do whenever I'm just doing it versus trying to capture it on video for you guys. Just be very, very careful whenever you're pulling the top of the slab off that you don't actually let the card slide out. So keep it as flat as you possibly can. And then once you pop off the top, then you're going to kind of clear up your area a little bit. Make sure you have nothing that could scratch this card if it were to fall onto the hard surface. You want to make sure you have a sleeve ready, and then you just carefully dump the card into your hand, and then you can place it inside of your sleeve. Make sure your hands are nice and clean. Make sure you wash your hands before you crack slabs or do any kind of work like that. Let me go ahead and tilt this camera back up. And that's how you crack a PSA graded card slab. It's a really, really simple process. I would really recommend doing it on lower value cards just to kind of get the hang of it. I have personally done a lot of the mistakes I talked about. I have tried to use the screwdriver to go along the edge, and I've actually stabbed my card and it ruined the card. But make sure you have your semi-rigid ready to go. Go ahead and place your card inside of the semi-rigid. And just by cracking that slab, you know, I increased the value of this card in its raw state. The graded value of this card in a 9 or 10 would pay for the grading cost. So these are the type of cards that I like to crack open. You'll see a lot of times, you know, like mint 9s like these. If these come back in 10s, they are worth substantially more than what they are in 9s. This card and a PSA 9 is worth like $100. And a PSA 10, it's worth probably close to $400. Same with this card right here, the same Pikachu Stamp Box promo. If I were to somehow get this in a 10, it would jump, you know, 4 or 5 times what the mint 9 price is. And I'm not really losing a whole lot of money. TCG, you know, grading fees right now are $15 on their specials. And so I have all of these cards that I'm going to be cracking open to resubmit. This one right here, I know it's pretty off-centered, but this card goes from like $150 to close to $500 in a 10 versus a 9. That's one of the reasons why people resubmit cards, and that's why you'll see cards that are like one-of-one autograph cards in the sports world. They'll have multiple entries in the pop report because people crack open the slabs and resubmit them quite a bit. In the Pokemon world, you could look at something like the Illustrator Pikachu, which there was 39 of those that were released. I think there was 2 more that resurfaced that were kind of like extras. So 41 of those total. There's the possibility that you could see more than that in the pop report from people opening up the slabs. Most of the time when you get a 10, you aren't going to be reopening that to resubmit it. So the only real PSA pop report that's correct is the PSA 10. Most of the time the 9 is inflated because people are cracking slabs and trying to get a better grade. All right, I'm going to do this one a little bit faster just to kind of show that it's not as crazy difficult as what I maybe am making it seem. Let's go ahead and slide the screwdriver in, kind of twist it up, hold the slab down with the screwdriver on one end, and then just pull it apart. Simple as that.